Good performance tonight. I anticipated this being a really close game, and this is a team we've had to grind out these games, and but again, to be honest, I thought we'd had that mentality to start. We weren't really in a rhythm offensively, but I thought our defense was really, really good, and we didn't let poor offense affect our defense, and then finally. It was so good to see some shots, right, start to fall for us. It's been a while since I think we made 3 threes in a row, and just to feel that was really, really good. And then we got some confidence going, and we just never really lost it from there. So really good performance by our guys, and it feels good.
Third straight game, you guys won on the glass. Kind of an issue early on in the season. What do you feel like has changed today?
I don't know. I mean, it's something. We have been really emphasizing in practice. We've been spending more time going to the offensive glass too. That's been an area of emphasis that we haven't done in the past, and really didn't show up, in the first few games, but it has showed up here as of late, and I think that's been big for us. So we got to keep it going, that way, and it's it starts with Niko. But I think all these guys are involved. We got some guys picking. I think we had a stretch where we had, towards the end of the first half, a bunch of offensive rebounds. Again, we weren't letting missed shots affect us. We kept going and making the next play, and it's kind of what we have to do this year. Sometimes for us, as we're figuring out our group on the offensive end in the half court, we're going to have to find other ways to get the job done.
How big has it been to have Medved back for that physical presence down low?
Man, and he really doesn't practice, right? He just kind of does walk through and does some skill stuff. We're trying to save all his bullets for game day, and just having him in the lineup for 15 to 20 minutes is a game changer for us. He's so physical. He's really good defensively. He's got really good instincts, really good hands. He can seal guys in the post. It's a game changer for us. So knock on wood, hopefully we can keep him at least going in this direction because we need his minutes.
Obviously, from what Niko did, what kind of impressed you most, or you like most of that?
I just think he does so many things that affect winning, and he's buying into that on the glass, right? He was really getting in there and cleaning up the defensive glass. I thought everyone's defense was good early, but his was really good. I think the other thing, they decided to trap him, like on ball screens and handoffs, and he's such a willing passer. That way, I thought that created offense for us. So he's just doing a really good job of taking what the defense gives him, staying aggressive when he needs to, and I thought he was really. I mean, he was unbelievable against TCU, but he was equally as good here tonight.
Kyan hit career high 4 threes tonight. I think 19% coming into tonight. What do you say about that?
Well, I mean, again, he's a guy that got a lot of confidence in, and no one's harder on himself than he is, But I knew he could make shots, and sometimes just to see that first one go in, and you see the second one go in, and boy, you just your whole everything about your look just changes, and that was great to see because I think he's been really good on the defensive end for us, and he brings some tenacity that way, but we need him to make shots. So it was great to see some guys step up and make shots. Bowen, made him in the tournament. He has to see Kyan do that tonight. We're going to need that. We're going to make shots. I mean, I look at the stat sheet. What we shot? How many threes? 38 on blind, which seems like too many. But at the same point in time, I thought they were just paint collapsing on everything. I mean, they were just basically giving us. We got in the paint, open shots, and you got to shoot those. And tonight we made enough of them.
How impressive have you been with the team rebounding today? I mean, you guys out-rebounded them offensively, defensively. Morton had 4 offensive rebounds too. It's really impressive.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an emphasis for us. We got going into the year, we wanted to do a better job on the offensive glass this year. I think it's become more of a necessity just, again, with us in the half court at times, finding, not being as consistent as we would like and all that stuff. So we got to create, as many opportunities as we can and create extra possessions. And it's been great. Now, I know it's been 3 games in a row. Okay, that's great, but we're better really bring it on Saturday. I know that.
I think it's the guys probably prefer to play in electric atmospheres, but is there maybe some of going out to the NTE where they're not the most crowded, where it's kind of a nice element to just kind of play and not have to do it maybe as much pressure?
I think so. I think it was good to play, to whatever power for, opponents that way. And I think even though we went 1-1, I think after beating TCU, I think the guys, sometimes you have to have it go your way to kind of believe you can do it, you know. And those guys hung in there, and after the disappointment of the Washington game, I thought was right there for the taking. Got to get up in 14 hours and go play the next opponent, and I thought that was great. Sometimes it's great to be on the road together too. You get to spend maybe even a little bit more time doing stuff as a team together. So I think it was good for us, and you know, thank God it showed today. Like we were able to get some momentum from that game, and it showed up here tonight.
Sort of in the same vein, do you think you played a bunch of close games? Does that almost force the growth?
I hope so. Yeah, I mean, 3 overtime games. We've had 2 threes banked in right against us to go to overtime. It's been kind of wild. Every game has just gone right down the wire. I think you get better doing that, right? Playing in close games and understanding what it takes to win, and maybe that does force growth for our team. And it's a long year, you know. You just got to keep going. And now we turn the page into December. You know, November is what it is, but we learned and got better, hopefully, about ourselves. And now we got to keep going, and we got to be a lot better this month than we were in November.
What do you tell me going into this return to Bolton?
Hey, tell me, just keep doing what he's doing. I'm not going to make, you know. I think the one thing about rivalry games is, you know, in this one we'll talk about it, but I think sometimes, you know, if the guys know what it is, right? And you got to remember too, yes, there's extra emotion and you love that, but you got to play with emotion but not emotional. You know, when you do that, you get out of character. And if you get out of character, you're not going to play well. So you have to bring tremendous fight and tenacity, but you don't need to do anything different. You got to just do the things and make winning plays over and over again that give yourself an opportunity to win. Listen, he's a fifth-year senior. He's been through it. He knows what this is. And I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a great opportunity for us to go on the road, hostile environment. I think it's going to be fun.
How important is this game for the state and local interest in college basketball?
It's huge. I mean, I think rivalries are what makes college sports. I mean, the fact that people talk about them. I thought the game, you know, 2 years ago down there, obviously we played really, really poorly, but, you know, they had just announced Coach Prime. I can still hear it when he walked into the arena after announcing. I don't know if I've ever heard a place that loud before. It was like a pro wrestling. I agree. It was like going to the UFC or something, you know. And then the atmosphere here in Moby last year for that game was just outrageous, right? It was awesome. And so I hope it's the same way, you know, down there. But it means a lot. There's no question about it. You'd be trying to say if it doesn't mean more, right, than the other games. But even with that said, you still have to play the basketball game, right? It's still, can we out-rebound them? Can we get back in transition? Can we take care of the ball? Can we guard their actions effectively? You know, can we pass and catch? Can we knock down big shots? Can we make our free throws? So regardless of who you're playing, you still have to do the things that allow you to win. Now, there's extra emotion involved and all that stuff, but it's kind of like, you know, they used to say in the Old West, right? It's not the guy who's fastest on the draw that always wins. It's the guy who can stay calm under pressure right now and actually get aimed. It can't be ready, shoot, aim, right? You do that, you get killed, right? But some guys who can stay calm, right, do that, and that's what we got to do down there is have tremendous focus and tenacity, but we got to play the game the right way.
When it comes to rivalry games, you kind of have your players stay locked in rather than like kind of change their emotions a little bit.
I think it's both. Again, you have to play with emotion. I mean, that's what this is about. There is emotion, but there's a difference between doing that and playing emotional. If you get emotional, I think you can allow those things. You do stupid things, stupid fouls. You get out of character, right? You still have to focus, but you got to use the emotion of the game to drive you and stay in the moment. That's hard to do. It's very hard to do. But I just know I've been doing this long enough to know if you get too emotional, you get out of whack, and that never goes well.
Thanks, Niko.
Thank you.